Valley Club, the fallout from Overpower still continues with the Marvel Strike Force community. Will the devs respond? Will the devs revert this erroneous change? Professor X is coming next week. Are you prepared? And lots of good stuff looks like they're on the way for the age of Annihilus. We're talking about all of these big changes and everything else that's coming up on this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Joining me this week is my brother Wahpoh. And if you're ready for all these topics and more, then brother Wahpoh, let him know what to do.
Let's go smash it.
Oh yeah, and welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, this is Wahpoh, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this every single week, keeping you up to date on everything that has happened in Marvel Strike Force and is upcoming in Marvel Strike Force. And if you get some value from this video, leave it a like, hit that subscribe button for even more Marvel Strike Force content, and ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos every single week on this channel. But let's get into it. Brother Wahpoh, how have you been and how are you enjoying Marvel Strike Force this week?
It's exciting. The strike spot videos that the community's been putting, or that Marvel Strike Force has been putting out, have been really exciting. I think the game is headed in an awesome direction, and I'm just excited as an endgame player to have stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot that is coming up. There's one thing that is not a very positive thing. The community is very hot about it, and we will discuss that. But I did want to discuss Professor X. He is coming next week. He is on the test server right now. This is footage from the test server. But where are you with Professor X? Do you have any Gear Tier 20 characters? I have 0 Gear Tier 20 characters right now. Not sure who I'm gonna bring in. I have a good idea of who I'm gonna bring in. But where are you with your plans for the Professor X saga?
So I took my first character up to Gear Tier 20 yesterday.
Okay.
I took Endgame Thanos. Endgame Thanos.
Thanos, not Odin. Why Thanos instead of Odin? That's an interesting decision. Explain.
Thanos is really cheap. Thanos, I believe, is only 50 of the skill pieces. So I was debating between him and Lilandra. And Lilandra is actually, I think, a little bit cheaper. So I think Thanos is 75. And the reason I chose Thanos first was because I had the gear and because I was going to get value from endgame Thanos immediately. So Lilandra, I'm only going to be using her on offense in Cosmic Crucible. And endgame Thanos, you know, he might have some usability in Arena, War, and Crucible. So just having him with his passive and the extra damage and stuff, like I just wanted to, you know, get value right now.
Gotcha. That's an interesting decision. That's not something that I would do, but I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong way to do it. There's a way that you can do it a little faster, a little slower, but I think eventually you're going to get the character anyway. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, Valley Club. The only character that I'm doing that I want to do right now is Odin. Everybody else, I'm waiting till I get to that section in the Professor X saga. I'm probably going to do city characters first just because the order of those characters, but I'm not sure. All right, so all that stuff looks very fun. I'm really excited for this when I can eventually enter the Professor X saga. What is your estimation on when you think you're going to get enough Gear Tier 20 to actually enter Professor X saga? It is coming next week, but most players aren't going to be able to enter it right away.
Man, that's a tough one. I think once they can give us a more accessible way for these to get these X coins. I know they've been putting them in the new command center that's in the game and milestones and stuff, but we need more X coins because I'm willing to spend the course to refresh the store to get these pieces, but without, you know, having accessibility to the X coins to have that currency to get the Gear Tier 20 pieces that I need, it's kind of hard to tell. It's hard to gauge. But I will be, you know, streaming a Professor X unlock from a friend of mine that's a mega kraken, that's a big spender. So I will be live streaming day one when Professor X comes out, and you guys get to see what it's like from a perspective of another player, not myself, but a friend that's actually going to be doing the unlock itself.
All right, well, I am not going to be getting on day one. I think it's going to take at least a couple months. I don't think the X coins is going to be the only place that we're going to get Gear Tier 20. I think after a few people unlock Professor X, they'll start to open that up and more people will get that accessibility. But I think it's going to be really limited for 1-2 months, maybe. That seems kind of how they've been doing things in the past. And then they'll start to open stuff up. So I'm going to say 2 months is when I'm going to get in. And I guess you could get in right away, right? Because the first section is you could get in with Gear Tier 19 pieces. But the city section is going to take me a while. So I'm thinking for the city section, about 2 to 3 months is when I'm going to get in. All right.
Where are you taking to the city?
City, I'm going to do the Blade Oath and 3 of the Vigilantes. I'm not sure yet. Punisher does sound good because he's really cheap. I'm going to use him afterwards. Not sure how good he's going to be in the Professor X saga, but that fits 2 of the requirements. Cheap and have use after. So Punisher probably is going to be in there, and then 2 of the other Vigilantes. Have you decided who you're going to take yet?
Probably going to go the same route as you. Yeah, I'm going to lean heavily into the newer characters. I know SPS works well together, but I'm going to lean heavily more into Blade and Oath for sure. You want to lean into characters that deal big damage
stats.
when it comes
to post-Ares characters or post-Ares rework characters, because those stats are, we're feeling them now, those less stats. All right, 100%. Are you ready for the big backlash, Wahpoh? Overpowered is here. And if we go to Reddit, the Marvel Strike Force Reddit, most of the stuff is about Reddit. World Series of Poker introduces Overpowered. I do want to read this because I did think it's funny. So this is from, let me read this person's name. Pearson Cold. I can't see it from here. All right. With so many layers of poker hand rankings, an unintended consequence has emerged where certain good hands don't win as often as they should. As a result, the hands don't often reflect the effort you put into the poker table. To help restore the significance of player progression, we've designed Overpowered to ensure your experience matters more in tournaments. I know you're poker players. I know you're liking this one. Each player's Overpowered rank will equal 1 Overpowered point for every $1,000 they spent in the entry fees to the World Series of Poker. Whether you're in a pot with a player who has lower Overpowered rank, you'll gain a significant advantage in any final showdown. For example, if you're 1 Overpowered rank, your 2 pair will now count as a 3 of a kind. Super strong. God. In future tournaments, we'll be implementing more extreme bonuses. Spend enough, maybe your busted straight draw will become a royal flush. Who knows? The important thing is we want, at World Series of Poker, we only care about giving you money. We only care if you give us money, and then the more money, the more we care. What are your thoughts on this? As a poker player, as a Marvel Strike Force player, when Overpowered is put this way, how do you feel about Overpowered now?
That's a creative take. I've never seen such a creative, and it's like creative and salty at the same time. It's hilarious. Not to really touch too much on the post, but Overpowered, I think my biggest gripe with Overpowered, because I actually did a Reddit post myself, and I don't ever really post on Reddit.
Oh, you post on, I don't post on Reddit.
No, I don't.
I didn't know you posted. Okay. Anyway.
I usually don't. But
okay.
my biggest gripe with Overpowered right now is the fact that we're being, like, even if you have a character at gear tier 19 and 3 diamonds on that character, if you don't have that character at level 105, you're still like, people that have characters at 105 are still going to have that 1 overpower over you. That's like my biggest gripe with it thus far. I have to wait until the first week of Crucible to really see what it's going to feel like to actually be playing against these mega spenders. Yeah. But for now, that's my biggest ugh.
Well, it's really, the 50%. I wasn't sure how this is going to be. Obviously, I was always the wait and see, because diamonds, they sounded bad. They sounded really, really bad. And they did make some changes based on feedback. So if it was released in the way they said, it probably would have been really bad. But it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Same thing with Purple ISO 8. I thought Purple ISO 8, oh my goodness, this is going to be horrible. Nobody's going to get this. They made it super accessible. So I was like, all right, it's not as bad as I thought. I was wondering if maybe this Overpowered would be like that. Red Stars did end up being just as bad, but wonder what happened with Overpowered. Well, Arena is very, very tough. Have you faced a rank 11 Odin in Arena yet?
Yeah, I have. Actually.
Have you beaten that rank 11 Odin?
Yeah, I have twice.
Nice.
Okay. I beat a rank 11 Odin and a rank 11 Null on the same team. So shout out to Mobile Gamer, because he put out a video about Arena, and he has this super secret team. Have you heard of it?
No, you're gonna have to tell me. What is the team?
It's Gore, new Emma, so Emma X-Men, Old Man Logan's, because Old Man Logan's gonna stop the charges from Odin. So it's Gore, new Emma, Old Man Logan, Apocalypse for his passive, the 20% damage and 20% health that he gives to the full team, and then your Odin. So what happens is their Odin isn't going to gain any charges, and your team just deletes them before. It's amazing. You got to try it. It's hard
I'm gonna try it. All right, and wait, let me write this down. What is the thing? Old Man Logan,
Omad Logan.
Apocalypse.
New Emma. Not old Emma, new Emma.
Yeah.
Gore.
Gore.
And your Odin. Yeah,
Odin.
the Gore is
Okay.
there to stop the assist. So that way their Null and their Odin isn't assisting. But the whole thing behind that team, it has a lot to do with New Emma stopping like the speed from Null, and it has a lot to do with Odin. I mean, your Logan stopping charges from their Odin. So it's
I'm gonna try
really
that.
good team.
All right, so that was a big tangent. I'm glad we went off in that tangent because now I'm going to try that team in Arena. But yeah, the community does not seem to be happy over Overpowered. It seems to take a lot of theory crafting out. We got more feedback. Please remove Overpowered, and it seems like there's the same sentiment from free-to-play players and the high-level Krakens that I've seen comments from. Day one of imploring Scopely to walk back Overpowered before it's too late. Overpowered means no more punch-ups. Then it goes zombies crashing, don't make me quit a second time, and then Hercules and a Diamond Sword. I do want to get to that because there's an error right now that I'm not sure if you know about. Yeah, so hopefully Scopely can change some of the Overpowered because yeah, when it's put in this way, as related to poker, seems like a ridiculous system. They said it wasn't designed to punish players. It was designed to, make you feel good about upgrading your roster. Well, I think it has the exact opposite effect. Yeah, for me, I've been playing for a while and it just makes me feel like, oh, that sucks. Oh, this guy upgraded, that sucks. It's just a bad feeling. I don't know if anybody's happy with this, but if you guys are happy with this, maybe I haven't heard from enough of the community. Let me know in the comments. I do want to get as much feedback to Scopely as possible because I do want this change. I don't like the community like this, and I like theory crafting. I like being able to punch up. Let's move on to the store right now because Hercules diamonds, they went away down there from using the accolades, but now they seem to be mixed in with the store. And you could use your diamond credits for this. Now, be careful. Do not use this because if let's go out to my roster. Let's go to my Hercules right now. It is a 3-diamond Hercules, but in the store, if we go back to the store, still showing up there. The 1-diamond version, don't buy that. The 2-diamond version, don't buy that. The 3-diamond version is all still there. So it looks like the bottom row, they just shifted out there. Have you heard any complaints about this? Have you heard about anybody erroneously buying? It was like, oh, damn, I need a refund.
I heard of like people seeing him in the store after having him already at 3-diamond, but I haven't had anybody tell me that they accidentally bought it.
Okay.
I haven't. Yeah.
Good. Because usually they're either not there or when you have something that's already maxed out, it's grayed out. So this is just a big error. I think they didn't change over from the accolades properly. They made a mistake and put them in the normal thing, and so hopefully this is corrected soon. But yeah, in the meantime, don't accidentally buy diamonds for Hercules. Normally when you see a character there, it's grayed out or it's not even there. This one's not working properly. All right, next thing, we got another big thing. More zombies. All right, the vote: Cable zombie, Cosmo zombie, Kestrel zombie, Squirrel Girl zombie. Who are you leaning towards right now, or who did you vote for in the first day? And guys, make sure you get your votes in. 50 power cores and 50 campaign energy for every time you vote. Who did you vote for?
I'm voting for Kestrel.
Kestrel. Why Kestrel? Why Kestrel?
It's just the love, the affinity. She's the first original character, and I've always liked her as the character. I think personally that Squirrel Girl's gonna win just because of just overall popularity between these 4 characters. But I would like Kestrel. I would like to see
a lot of
Kestrel
love for. I'm seeing a lot of love for Cosmo as well. Not so much for Cable, but now Cosmo's interesting because he's like an undead dog. Kestrel is kind of interesting as well because she has 2 tags. These zombies are usually biotags, and the question was asked in the Envoy chat. It hasn't been answered yet, but it's asked. Is Kestrel going to be the first 3-tag character? That would be pretty cool. I don't think they're going to do that, but if the answer comes back as yes, I'm switching my votes to Kestrel. But currently, my first vote was for Squirrel Girl. I want her to win. All those zombie squirrels flying around the place. I think that would be the craziness that I want to see in the game.
Imagine she had a battlefield effect and it was all squirrels, and it was just squirrels like running around, like dead squirrels running around. And
the art department would hate if that happened because they in the Envoy summit they were saying how much trouble it was to do like the symbiote things and the things for Null, and I was like, Yeah, this is gonna be even more trouble. Let's get the zombie squirrel girl. All those zombie squirrels flying all over the place. That's what I'm voting for. But yeah, all of these I would be happy with. So let me know who you're voting for. Actually, before I move on to this, blind vote this time. First time we had the blind vote. Normally you could see the percentages. What do you think of this? Do you think that adds more excitement or takes some of the excitement away?
I think it adds to the excitement for sure. Because yeah, I like it.
I think it adds to it as well, because I'm going to keep voting for the character. I have no idea. Usually by day one, like, oh, that character's won already. It's done.
Yeah.
But now it's blind. We don't know. I like that they did that. All right, big information. So as bad as Overdrive sound, everything else coming up in Marvel Strike Force sounds really, really good. So let's start. We got some big announcements this week. 3 big videos, 3 big Strike Spot videos with Pathfinder and Ryan Jacobson, the general manager of Marvel Strike Force. And the first video, the first day, April 7th, was all about the new age of Annihilus. And what they say is these ages, they're like 3 months. There's gonna be 4, these chapters of the ages are like 3 months, and that's gonna lead all into this big grand prize of Annihilus. What they say is these 3 powerful legendary characters will all combine their abilities into Annihilus into a final legendary squad. That is what I was thinking that the Horsemen and Apocalypse would do. They didn't end up doing that. They did work well together for a little bit, but what do you think of a big giant super team with legendaries and Annihilus?
Sounds fun, man. We were kind of expecting that. We were kind of hoping that that's what we were going to get with the Apocalypse Saga, with all the Horsemen and Apocalypse. And it was the arena team for a little bit, but you were taking away like the most important member of all those teams that you spent so much time building, like your Unlimited, your Darkhold. You know, you were taking away the best character of that team, and it just basically made those other teams just not as good, right? So the fact that it's going to be 3 solo legendary characters that aren't going to have a team tied behind it that we have to build, I think it's cool. I think it's going to be interesting. Man, I can't wait to see his kit. Like if Professor X is busted, this guy's going to be insane.
Yeah, I think these legendary characters are kind of having the opposite effect of Overpowered. This is bringing more theory crafting. You don't have a team. You could slot them to many different teams. You could use them how they want. This is more theory crafting. So take away the Overpowered and then just get it totally back to theory crafting. Other big announcements from day one. Legendaries free by the way of engagement, just like Lilandra. When I first heard that, I was like, ooh, how is that gonna work? How are they gonna make money? How are they gonna monetize this? And the question, and Ryan James answered the question, we're not gonna make money from this. So I don't know. This sounds great for players. I guess they have a plan on how they're going to monetize this. What are your thoughts on this? Free legendaries moving forward, just from engagement. If you're a highly engaged player, free legendary, free red stars. It sounds also.
It sounds really good to me. I really enjoy the Scourges. So if they give us the yellow stars for these legendary characters, free to play from just engagement, that's amazing. If they lock the red stars behind like placing high in the Scourges, that's going to be really important, because I think, if like the first Scourge, when it comes around, you should have a chance to at least
hold on. They didn't even say there's going to be leaderboards. What if it's all just milestones?
Then people aren't really going to be, there's no incentive to do like max packed runs, like there's no incentive to do that. So if it's just like
for the red stars, I don't know. We'll see how it works. I don't think they've decided how they're going to do this yet, but I don't know. There may not be a leaderboard. That could be a thing. You get your milestone points, kind of like the rerun of these Scourges, right? When Old Man Logan comes back, you go do the run, you get that score, you get your crimson gear, and done. So this, I don't know. There's a lot of ways they could do this. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. This is what Annihilus is going to look like when he comes to the game. Looks like a very, very fun character. All right, day 2, moving on. They talked more about the legendary release structure. Again, there's a year-long chase to recruit these legendaries, and characters completely free to unlock through daily play, just like Lilandra, 7 stars through daily. So the place to get this is talking about red star, Scourges, and trials. They don't mention a leaderboard. It does mention that it's going to be free. So I mean, if there's a leaderboard, it seems like some players would be missing out on that 7th red star, right? But Lilandra, it was like a milestone type of, I don't know how this is going to work, because it was totally just milestones on the web that we got some brooches for. This one we're actually allowed to play. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is going to be a leaderboard. We'll see. Based on what you see here, are you leaning towards leaderboard with this, or?
I would hope. I would kind of welcome it because, like I said, the Scourges for me are fun. You know, we don't have a lot of PvE content that's actually challenging. So having a difficult Scourge with some interesting packs, I think, makes for good content for the game, and it allows you to really utilize that end game roster. That, you know, if you have an end game roster, it allows you to really get the most out of it. So having a leaderboard, I think if
maybe diamonds on the leaderboard. Give everybody 7 red stars, but if you want to make it competitive, make those diamonds competitive.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that being a thing too.
That's like the best of both worlds. Everybody gets the 7 reds, and you still get to be competing. Maybe for a 3 diamond. Maybe like only a few players get that 3 diamond, and everybody else gets maybe 1. If you're that could be work. All right, so the big changes. Every age is broken into chapters. They're about 3 months long. You'll unlock 1 legendary character every chapter, and each chapter's new teams are needed to power up the legendary characters. Shards for each new team will be now made earlier than available in a new shop that's discussed on day 3. So with this, I do know who the next legendary character is, but who do you think the next legendary character is? The first of chapter 1, we have some silhouettes here. So based on what you see here, who do you think this legendary character is going to be?
So I did watch some videos that kind of speculated on who they might be. I think just by unanimous, not my own guess, but from what I've seen, Quasar and Blastar are like chapter 1 and chapter 2. Chapter 3, no idea. Somebody said Tombstone. I've never heard of Tombstone. I'd have to kind of like go back and see, do my research on like the Annihilus comics and stuff. But those are the.
All right, and I have no comment to that because I do have 2 of the names here. I don't know the third name, but I do 2 of the names. So I have no comment for you. But let's move on to day 3 because this is all about the new stores that are coming. New currency, all the stores are going away. So all this trash, all these stores here, look at all this currency they have. 1.82 million Blitz credits. I got 800,000 of this raid credits. No. That's this elite raid credits. 12 million of the raid credits there. War credit, arena credits. I've been buying training modules, so this isn't that stockpiled, but war credits. Got a lot of these. Cosmic Crucible credits. I haven't spent any of these in a while, so yeah, we're getting good stuff. All those stores are going away. What did you feel? How did you feel when you heard that? All stores going away, all currency going away, replaced by something new and a new legacy shop coming?
I think it's long overdue. I'm very excited for the way that they're going to be implementing these new stores. Intel is going to be the new currency for I think Intel is going to be the new currency for the I guess it's as of now, because down below they do say all these names and the stores and everything could change, but as of now it's called Intel and the Intel store. Correct. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's great, man. I'm the fact that they're going to be combining all the current currencies that we have millions and stockpiles of into one, and then eventually letting us farm whatever we want. I think like that's like the biggest W for this change is the fact that they're giving us more agency, which is kind of what we've been always asking for, is like let us have the option of like what we want to farm in the stores. And they're going to put training mats, supposedly they're going to put purple ISO, all the stuff that we need to progress our rosters quicker. I think it's a very, very welcome change.
My mind just went off a tangent. As soon as you heard I said agency, I was like, oh, they're giving us more agency with everything that we've heard except for Overpowered. So just remove that. And the future looks so bright for Marvel Strike Force. That's the only thing. All right, but anyway, this was a huge problem that they had for a while. And the devs knew this was a problem because every time they put something in a store, older players buy it up and they just continue to stockpile. They get it right away. So they had to watch what they put in the store. They couldn't put too many good things in the store because of all the excess currency. This is a huge problem for years, and I was wondering how they solve this. I think this is a good solution. So all the old currency is going to be in this legacy currency. I think, what is their name? Supply shop? I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's going to go to this legacy currency, and all the old stuff, all these old stores are going to be combined into one legacy store there. And it says that the value, you should be getting the value from when it's converted, but all the good stuff, all the stuff that they want to give to us, they couldn't because all the stores are outdated, should now go into this new Intel store, new character shards. And they do say that these character shards will be available sooner than that normal cadence. Yeah. Crimson gear, purple ISO 8, L4 training modules, other major resources. So I'm thinking the gear tier 20 is going to be in there eventually. Eventually when we get level 4 and 5, purple ISO 8, that stuff's going to be in there as well. So lots of stuff that I'm excited to buy with that new Intel currency in there. But all your leftover unspent Intel is going to be converted into legacy currency at the end of every chapter. So you got 3 months to use that Intel, and then it's going to be converted to that legacy currency, and then you could use and that's going to be combined with all the legacy currency from all the currencies that you have right now. I think this is a great solution. What do you think of this solution for that problem that was going on for so long? Do you think this was a good one, or they could have done something a little differently?
No, I think this was I think maybe their hands were a little bit tied. It's like, how do we not let those players that have millions of these currencies, like how do we basically not just take everything away from them, right? How do we make this transition as seamless and as beneficial for them as possible, so that they don't feel like they're being being taken from them? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm excited for it.
Me too.
Yeah, this is something that I know the community's been asking for, because we've been having dead stores, quote unquote, for like the longest time. So this is exciting. I just want them to put training materials. Like, please, Scopely, put training materials in these new stores.
Everything, put gold, training mats, and all that stuff that we need. Yeah, I'm so happy that they came up with this, because I was thinking of how could they fix the stores? What could they do to fix the stores? This is a great solution. This is creative. I like how they're doing this, and if it works how I'm thinking it's gonna work, this is gonna be awesome. But it may not work like it's described initially, because again, this is Marvel Strike Force. You know how that stuff happens. So they say they may update the names in the future, but this is their introduction. So all these stores, all these currencies are going to be unified. Blitz, gear, all this stuff looks good. So what they do say, and I'm not sure, this is their intent, by the way. How this is actually going to work, we'll see. But their intent, you're not supposed to be losing any currency in the conversion, and all players will receive a bonus amount of credits that will just be, you'll have more power resources, not less. Do you think, so this is how it's supposed to work. Do you think it's actually going to work like that when it's going to release? Do you think it's going to be bugs and they're going to have to do some compensation, or they're going to get it right on day one with this stuff?
Well, if they follow the trend of the past two teams with Starjammers and Vigilante, there's going to be some buffs, if you will, to some fixes
to our currencies. If they buff up my currency, that's fine. Let me buy more stuff. I would like that.
Yeah, seriously.
All right. Anything else that we missed? All right. In summary, playing the game, you're going to earn Intel, which will be the main currencies to focus on. You can spell Intel to buy the new hotness in the Intel store. Each chapter in its related Intel store lasting for 3 months, and then it's going to convert after that. And in 3 months, unspent Intel will be converted to supply credits. Supply credits used in the game mode store tabs before eventually finding a way to long-term home in the supply store. So looks like the supply store is not going to be there initially. We're going to have some other places to buy stuff, but eventually a lot of stuff is eventually going to go into that big supply store from what it sounds. The supply store will eventually contain most items. Each of the gear store contains plus some additional items. Older mode currencies converted to supply credits at some point at a point after the age begins. Okay, so all that stuff sounds really, really good. I'm looking forward to, like I said, everything that they've announced for Marvel Strike Force, except for the Overpowered that they put in. All right, but moving on. Sword Battle Lab. How are you doing on this tower? I'm getting my butt kicked here. I didn't really get a chance to do this on day 1 or day 2. Just my schedule is super busy. Tried it this morning on stream, and this node was kicking my butt. I used Dorky Dad's save squads, and they don't really align with my teams. There's some weird teams in there. I wasn't sure how to use them. Had to skip some teams. So this is where I'm at now. What floor is this? This is floor 48. Where are you? How did you do on day 1? Are you ready? Have you already beaten level 60 on day 1 and you're just climbing for some milestone points? Where are you at with this?
I'm gonna be honest. If they had some diamonds for like the new Vigilante characters, I would have probably pushed a lot harder and I would have been smarter with my attacks on the first day. Okay. But because it's like the older characters that are getting reworked, what is it, Daredevil and Punisher and Elektra as the rewards for the leaderboard, there's not really much of an incentive for me to like really push. So I'm kind of just taking my time with it. I got to like floor 40 or something on the first day. I haven't done it day 2 because I just haven't done it, but I am using Dorky's save squads as well. So shout out to Dorky for that. And
but Wahpoh, there's the stuff that you wanted here. These X coins. You've been talking about X coins. You're not pushing for X coins. You mentioned it earlier in the video as you want more X coins. This is the way you could get more X coins. You're not pushing for this.
I mean, I'll be honest. I'll be happy. How much are at, in the top 1,000? 175.
Top
okay.
1,000, 175. So
I'll
what
probably
is that?
push for top 1,000. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure. But I mean, I think it's too late for me to try to go for top 100.
What floor are you at right now? Because I missed 2 days pretty much, and then today I played really bad, so I'm way behind. So what are you?
I'm probably behind you.
You're like behind me. I've been playing horribly. How are you behind me?
I haven't been playing it. I mean, I played day 1. I haven't played day 2. Yesterday on stream, I didn't even do it. I'm supposed to be doing it this morning.
Oh
so
my goodness! I was watching your stream. You're looking for a computer for like an hour and played no Marvels. You didn't play. All right. Anyway, so yeah, I was stressing about it. Then on stream this morning, I looked at these rewards. I'm like, wait, there's none of these this stuff here. This X coins fragment for the milestones. It's diamonds for these older characters. Yes, they did get a rework, but Punisher, Elektra, this stuff is good. Armory, 19 ore fragments. I need that stuff, and obviously the more X coins, the better. But I'm not as stressed about it as I was earlier this morning, because I thought the milestones rewards were a lot better. But
same.
I personally like the Kiln Tower a lot better than this one. I don't like that 24-hour cooldown. If I make a mistake, I don't want to wait a whole day to go back and fix the mistake. I want to all right, let's reset this. Let's try this again. That's the way I like this, but I guess I don't know. Everybody's going through the same pain, and I don't know. That's the way it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Any other thoughts on this sword battle lab, my friend?
No, just wish the rewards were a little bit better this time around. I think if you're an old end game player or if you're a veteran, you're gonna have some diamonds on these older characters. That's all. I just think the rewards could have been a little better, but it's fine. It's something to do.
But the trade-off is that the rewards are really good. Then you have to play it, no matter what your schedule is, no matter if life gets in the way. You kind of have to play it. When the rewards aren't as good, you're like, all right, life, I'm too busy. I could play this casually. I don't have to be stressed about this. So there's an upside and downside to good rewards as well, right? Because I don't feel I'm missing out too much by slow playing this. But Kiln Tower, but previous ones, I tried to climb up, you lose, climb up again, and I don't feel I have to do that with this one. So I guess that's a good thing, but I do like more rewards as well. All right. And all of that ties into this Mutant to Zombies events. You need to battle an Alliance war, earn these X coins payday orbs from the sword satellite, and then use some of the other characters there. Pretty easy to get most of these rewards here just from your Alliance battles. Just doing your Alliance war battles, that will get you the meta item. And then if you want to push in sword satellite, these other modes, there's more rewards there. But what do you think of the event that's going on right now, and the associated milestones with it?
I think it's great. Actually, which one is this one? I haven't even taken a look at this one.
This is the event that's been going on for a few days now, Wahpoh.
Click on scoring. How do we get points? Because maybe I haven't getting points.
I just told you. War battles, and then the X coins from Sword Satellite. The rest of the stuff is for spenders using the Vigilantes in Blitz. But yeah, war battles is pretty much or you could buy a diamond orb, but just these war battles, 120,000 points from that, and it's just that is the meta. That's past the meta item. So easy, just war battles. If you want to push even more, baby. Yeah, your X coins. Are you gonna push for this?
Yeah,
I noticed this one. You are. You're gonna have to spend for that one. You're gonna have to spend for that one. I don't think you can grind for that. Either by buying these Vigilantes at least 5 stars, or this Daredevil Modern Orb. How much is this worth it for you? This 7 red star zombie Scarlet Witch. How much is that worth it for you? So then you could backtrack that if the amount that you have to spend is worth more than that.
She's an amazing character. I don't even have the 7 yellows on her, so the red, it's not something that it's.
I got like 4 yellows on right now. So.
I got like a 5/5. So yeah, I'm right there. For me, it's just the X coins. The X coins and those 750 training mats look juicy. So the X coins, man, bring it on.
All right. So we'll see. Let me know how much you push on this. But speaking of the Vigilantes, They got to rework. They got to rework before they're even bad. And I know it sounds bad, but they do this a lot. I guess it's good that they rework the team before the full team is out, so that there's not like a bait and switch. But this is all better stuff. Daredevil, he's getting a heal. He is getting his flip on the positive effects, or flipping negative effects to positive effects on vigilante allies, and getting a heal. Works outside the raids now. Previously, that just worked in the raids. Based on this, now that he's had some healing for the vigilante team outside the raids, is he now a Professor X saga viable character for you?
Yes, he is,
Yes.
actually.
Okay.
This one change of him being useful or that effect being useful outside of raids is a big thing that's pushing me to now core for him. You know, I didn't buy his offer.
To the moon for Daredevil for you.
basically. So yeah, a big welcome change. I like all three of these changes: the one to Sable and Hitmonkey. Yes, I like them all.
All right, so let's go one by one. We talked about the Daredevil. What do you think about this Silver Sable change that she has? Very, very minor. Not a lot here. More for war offense. Doesn't really affect her outside of war offense, but yeah. And then her passive, some changes there. Focus of the character can only be reduced by offense down. That's pretty much it for Silver Sable. What do you think of these changes to her? It doesn't sound like a Professor X viable. This made her Professor X viable because it gave her some war stuff, and then the focus can only be reduced by offense down. I don't know if that changed enough for me to bring her into Professor X saga, but she was probably already the star of the team. So what are your thoughts on Silver Sable now with these changes?
The rework itself is okay. You know, the fact that it's good on war offense is just it's fine. I think personally, if they would have just done that one, there's a bar in her text. There's a text in her. I think it's her passive. Or no, it's her ultimate. Her ultimate on offense. If this character has 4 more vigilante allies, reduce the duration. So basically, having the decay effect that in-game Thanos has. If they would have just removed the 4 more vigilante and just did it to where it's on offense only, bro, like you have yourself another really good plug and play character. That decay effect is so good now. It's like the new standard of like meta kits. You know, it's like the new safeguard. You know, that the decay effect is amazing. So
it's a safeguard counter. It's a safeguard counter. Right?
Basically, yeah, it really is. And so the fact that they're locking it behind having to use the full team kind of feels bad a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. They really want you to use the full team now. So
and you're probably not going to bring a full team into the Professor X saga. So I don't know if this makes her Professor X viable. Looks like it's Daredevil modern for me, and Punisher and somebody else. Hitmonkey got a minor change as well. On offense, lower the revive chance of all enemies by 100%. What are your thoughts on that change to Hitmonkey? No reviving.
Dude, he was my favorite character. He's my favorite character of the 5, and the fact that they just added this bar on his for offense only, I think it's amazing. I think it's really, really good. Lowering the revive chance it's different from Black Cat's passive where she prevents like revives and stuff. It's almost like a Mephisto passive. It's like a baby Mephisto passive where no enemies can be revived, but it only works for you. It doesn't punish you for bringing in like a Dormammu on your side. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's an amazing change. Like I love this guy as a plug and play, and this just made him even better. So
yeah, I don't like that. When you bring Mephisto in on offense, it also hurts you and your revives. Like, you know, trying to work Mephisto with Undying or Mephisto with some of these other teams. Not Logan. As good. I like that it's only your own Logan and Mephisto. Like, oh, I made that mistake a bunch. So having this only for enemies, I like that. So like a better version of the Mephisto. But Mephisto does other stuff that's really, really good as well.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So today we are getting Silver Sable, and this is probably my favorite character model of the team. Do you think that this 4-piece team is going to do anything in the raids? The 3-piece did absolutely nothing for me. Obviously, I didn't build them maxed out, but the 3-piece did nothing for me. Do you think the 4-piece will do anything in the skill section of the raids, or still going to be Spider Society?
I think. Well, who's the best other skill character? Like, who else could you put with the 4-piece? You know,
I don't know. Let's go sort by skills. See what we got. Thanos is there. He died very easily on that. He's not getting any raid bonuses. Lalandra is built up pretty big. I used Liberty. They died pretty well in the raids, but other game modes they do really, really well.
Maybe Black Knight.
Yeah, maybe. All right. I guess some people are trying out Black Knight today. Maybe a few other teams. Maybe Pav. Maybe bring in Pav. to round it out.
The problem goes back to like their passive, right? Their passives, a lot of stuff that, not just their passives, but a lot of stuff in their kit is tied behind 4 or more Vigilante allies. So that's like, until you get the full team, you're not going to really be able to.
So next week we're going to do the raids, not this week though. Okay. All right, little disappointing, but not as disappointing as last weekend when Cosmic Crucible was canceled. Now, I did like that I didn't have to play Cosmic Crucible on the weekend, but I do like playing Cosmic Crucible, and I didn't like that there was no matchups at all. And I don't think there was any compensation. Was there any compensation? No. So the orbs that we missed out on, they gave us nothing. Ugh. All right, but we did.
They gave us some strike tokens. Do you remember the strike tokens and the battle pass tokens?
I remember none of it. So that's why I'm asking. I don't remember. I know there was a comment on will there be some orbs that were given out, and I know the response was nothing other than what were given out. So I think they did give something out. I'm not sure what they gave out though. It
was strike tokens and battle pass tokens. They gave us both. So they gave us like more.
That was the compensation for Crucible being missed? I thought that was just to make up for the strike pass and the points in that. I thought they would give other compensation for actual Crucible movie. I did get that stuff, but I thought it would. Yeah. That's stupid. I want more of the Starjammer showcase orbs and all that stuff. But let's talk about the new rules. Not only did they cancel Cosmic Crucible, they took out 2 of the more fun rooms. And let me go to that one. They took out was that Glass Cannon and Take a Moment. And let's go back to see what Glass Cannon and Take a Moment was. This was a fun one. Glass Cannon, offense and defense. Striker characters spawn with Safeguard, gain 90% or lose 90% max health, gain 100% damage, spawn with 5 death proof. Fortifier's characters gain taunt. This was fun during the Ultimate 32. I had fun with the craziness of this during the content creator tournament. What was your thoughts on this when you played this in the Ultimate 32? Did you enjoy this room? Did you not enjoy this room?
I did. Yeah, no. Stage 1 was super fun. Getting deleted by an endgame Thanos with Striker was a lot of fun.
Or having to play around your own one. Actually, I did a lot of Raiders in this room. I didn't want any of my characters losing that max health. So I think for most of the matchups, I did Raider. More no strikers on my team, but the enemy team tried to figure out those. So that was a fun room, trying to figure out the puzzle that created. And the other one, this was a huge puzzle that was very, very challenging, but I really enjoyed. Take a moment. This is gone. Lower the focus by 5,000% and damage by 50% for any non-Mephisto character that takes a turn before any character on defense. This made countering Odin very, very tough. If there was an Odin alive that left alive, normally you could go in with a bunch of teams and beat them, but if Odin was still alive, well, you're losing damage, you're losing focus, and you might not be able to one-tap that Odin. But I thought that was a good problem. I like these problems. I like trying to figure these out. This is a crap solution. This is a trash solution. So I guess Overpowered and what they've done to Crucible is the 2 things that I don't like right now. Everything else I'm looking forward to. The new rooms, the new boring rooms that they're going to replace it with. I think we've had these before. Stage 1, instead of that fun glass cannon room, we're going to have hunting stage. So offense and defense, striker characters, successful attack, it'll apply bleed. And Raider skirmisher characters on successful attack, if a target has bleed, perform an ISO attack against that target.
Snooze fest.
What are your thoughts on that one?
Boring. Room 4 is at least somewhat interesting, but yeah, it's super boring, man.
All right, let's go to stage 4. This sucks. God, this is like a nothing room. All right, stage 4, supercharge. On offense, defense, all characters. After using an ultimate ability, spread all positive effects to adjacent allies. Ultimate abilities cost 2 ability energy less. Haven't we had this many times? It seems very similar to stuff we've had in the past.
Yes.
Which, not a bad room, but we've had this before. Why? I don't mind the repeating stuff, but when they take out like an interesting room and put it back with this, like, why?
I agree. Yeah,
why?
Them taking out that room for the take a moment room, to me, it just screamed enough people complained because they don't know how to play the game.
I don't know who complained. I don't know who complained because the Kraken comments I've seen don't like this change. Obviously, players that want with the craziness of Cosmic Crucible don't like this change. Was it just the Starjammers were not doing what the devs wanted to do in this room. That's because I think that's what the theory is. Oh, Starjammers weren't working properly in those rooms. Let's remove those rooms instead of I don't know, just changing, instead of leaving them. Let Starjammers suck for a while in those 2 rooms. I don't know. I don't like this.
That could have been what it was. Enough people complain about Starjammers not being like the apex Crucible team. This room 4 we've had before. The meta defense for this one was 3-piece Annihilators with Super Scroll, and you had to bring in Old Man Logan, and you had to bring in like people would put Kahori in this on defense, and then you'd have to bring Logan with Nightcrawler to give him evade on spawn. It was tricky. I think room 2, room 4, and room 6 are going to be the most interesting rooms this season.
All right, so yeah, hopefully it's starting tomorrow. Did you already set your defense?
I did.
All right, I didn't set my defense, and they changed that bug there. I was wondering if they would have 2 Illuminati Odins here. Because I didn't. Did you remember? Did you see your defense before they made this change? Because I had my Odin Illuminati here, and there was another one here. So I had 2 Odin Illuminatis. Maybe that's why they changed.
Envoy.
Took off Crucible.
Envoy privileges.
No, everybody had that. Everybody had that.
Okay.
If you did his stuff. If you had them in your ultimate 32 room 3, you also had them in your room 6. It was, or if you had them in your room 6 and you placed them in room 3 ultimate 32, then you had 2. But they switched that, so that's not happening. I wonder that's why they made that change.
Hey, I'll take 2 Odin Illuminatis on defense.
Yeah, I don't have that anymore. I got that stupid hand there now, so that's not happening. I wanted to see what would happen if I just left him there. All right, but data mines, brother Wahpoh. All right, not a lot, but we got another limited time event coming possibly next week. I don't know. It says Fallen Dimension, all new Pocket Dimension Commander Strike has received a distress call from previously unknown Pocket Dimension. All right, and it says it's coming soon. I'm assuming next week. It requires skilled characters. Vigilante will be the best team for this event and are usable in all missions. All missions will require Vigilante or combination of skilled characters with other traits. So I'm thinking Vigilante and Spider Society is going to be the main teams here. Maybe Endgame Thanos, maybe Lilandra, maybe some of those other weird skill characters. Characters must be gear tier 17, but they recommend gear tier 18 and Vigilante. Are you doing anything to prepare for this right now? Building your characters, building more skill characters out than you've already built for the raids, or just kind of wait?
Endgame
This
Thanos.
this is a data mine.
I'm ahead of the data mines. Endgame Thanos.
Yeah, you know what? It's only PvP content, but you do have a big Endgame Thanos, so maybe he does have a skill character. He does have that skill tag.
Yeah, it's going to be skill plus all the other ones. So skill global, skill cosmic, skill. So you have to kind of really go through and see what the best new statted characters are going to be.
Oh, okay. Vigilante. Oh, okay. So I read that. I misinterpreted that. Yeah, you're right. So Vigilante in all the missions, then Vigilante or skill counters, other traits. All right. So I guess, I don't know. I guess it's going to be on the blog tomorrow, which is coming next week. We'll find out all the major details about this, but
should be fun.
Yeah, hopefully it's a puzzle that we could figure out. I like puzzles. I like to figure out puzzles, even if they're very, very challenging, if I have the time to do it. All right, but that is all we have. That's coming up next week. What are you most excited about? Seems like a lot of good things, a few negative things like Cosmic Crucible and Overpowered, but everything else seems pretty good to me. What has you most excited? The legendaries, the new store, these ages of Annihilus. What is the most exciting for you?
Most exciting for me is definitely the store. The store changes, Age of Annihilus and Professor X. I'm going to get him when I get him, but the Age of Annihilus is very, very exciting for me. So, yeah, the only thing is just it just feels like Overpowered is just this thing looming over the excitement, and I know you feel the same way, and I just wish that they would take a good look at Overpowered and make some changes and listen to the community, because more people hate it than like it. That's probably a fact.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a good thing or bad thing. I'm hoping it's a good thing. They have not responded yet, so they're taking all that feedback, and hopefully they come up with a nice detailed response and can temporarily remove it until they figure out something else that they want to do. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what they do with it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think the devs are going to do with Overpowered. Let me know your thoughts on all these upcoming changes, the new ages and everything like that, and hopefully got some value from this video. If you did, leave it a like. Check me out on social media. Make sure you check out Wahpoh's channel as well. The links for him are going to be down below. I'll see you guys next time. If you want to check out what are the best characters in Marvel Strike Force, all of them rated best to worst, check out the video up there. See you guys next time. Are you ready for a Hulk fist bump Wahpoh?
Yes, I am.
All right, Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin Wahpoh out. Have a great day, guys.
Oh.